How about them Texans? What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Sunday night showdown between the Cowboys and the Texans, in which, of course, the Houston Texans took the dub over the Cowboys in a thrilling, albeit low-scoring game, 19-16. With that being said, before I get into all of that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And make sure to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below, and make sure to turn on my post notifications so you're notified every time I post a new video, which I do a lot. Come on, folks, it's football season. And also make sure to follow me on my social media links down below for all of that. So with that being said, here to get into the recap of this game and talk about what went wrong for the Cowboys, what went right for the Texans, and what we can take away from this game for both teams. So with that being said, let's get right into it. I think if I had to sum this game up by just one statement, it would probably be what Skip Bayless, the longtime Cowboy diehard fan, tweeted after the game, or during the game, I should say, that the Texans had DeAndre Hopkins and the Cowboys didn't, okay? And that went a long way because, honestly, folks, this game should not have been as close as it was. I'll get into that and much more, but DeAndre Hopkins went off for 9 catches for 151 yards in this game and just completely shredded the Cowboys secondary. He was finding gaps and holes, making tough catches, and of course made the game-winning catch to set up the game-winning field goal in overtime. So DeAndre Hopkins just absolutely went off. And on the other side, no Cowboys receiver had more than 1 catch. Let me repeat that. No Cowboys receiver had more than 1 catch. Their leading receiver in catches and yards was actually their tight end, Jeff Swain, who had 3 catches for about 55 yards. And most of those yards came really early in the game on like a 41-yard screen pass, dump-off type-ish catch from Dak Prescott. So, honestly, this passing game is anemic. The Cowboys need to find receiver help, and they need to find it quick, okay? Because, honestly, folks, this offense is holding back this team so much. They do not deserve the defense that they have, because the Cowboys defense has been playing solid for a few weeks now, really the entire season. But today it showcased more than ever because, like I mentioned, this game should not have been close. It should have ended in regulation, but Deshaun Watson decided to just throw and lob one up in the air for the Cowboys to just pick it off, or else he would have set up the game-winning field goal in regulation. So that would have ended it right there. And then there was a bunch of drop balls, and then they got stopped at the goal line a lot again. Cowboys defense coming through. They got stuffed at the goal line. The Texans did, I think, 3 or 4 times, really. Deshaun Watson, Alfred Blue, and everybody else in between. So honestly, like I said, a lot of points left on the board, and a lot of good credit to the Cowboys defense, because their offense, 292 yards total offense compared to the Texans, 462. 25 first downs for the Texans compared to the Cowboys, 14. Dak Prescott has just been awful. But again, I'm not going to put the entire blame on Dak because he has no one to throw to, okay? His best receiver, you can arguably say, is Zeke. And Zeke didn't have that great of a game rushing the ball, so he didn't help him in that department. 20 rushes for 54 yards. Dak, again, 18 for 29 for 208 yards, passing yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. So did not play a great game. But again, who does he have to throw to? His 1 touchdown was an easy read in the end zone to Allen Hurns. So the Cowboys, man, they need to get receiving help real quick. I don't know why they let go of Dez Bryant, because they do not have anybody on this roster even remotely as good as Dez Bryant playing the wideout position. So they need to trade for a receiver. They need to sign someone, because Lord knows this team is not going to fare well the rest of the season if they do not find any receivers. They need some. All right, Cowboy fans, Jerry Jones, if you're listening, you need some receivers, man. You can't do this without receivers, okay? With that being said, on the other side of the ball, Deshaun Watson had a big yardage game, but again, I didn't think played particularly well, because he only had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Again, 375 yards. So yardage is nice, but again, I didn't think he played particularly well. The other thing, he did have a clean pocket all night long compared to Dak, who was scrambling for his life, it felt like. So overall, my takeaway from this game is just fairly straightforward. Is the fact that the Cowboys defense is the only reason they're in games, because their offense is absolutely anemic, and until they fix that, they're not going anywhere. They're going to go to the cellar of the NFC East. And as for the Texans, their defense does need to improve. Their offense has been somewhat carrying them, and now they've got 2 straight wins off of last-second field goals. But honestly, they're leaving a lot of points on the board. This team should be better than their record. They've got talent at wideout with Hopkins, with Fuller, the new slot receiver they have in Kiki Cutie. And even their tight end is not bad. Ryan Griffin and Alfred Blue played well today. Their backup running back, Lamar Miller, was hurt. But honestly, this Texans offense should be a lot better than they are. They are winning these games on last-second field goals. Shout out to Kaimi Fairbairn, who got this game-winning field goal for the Texans. He did miss one from 48 yards early on in the game, but hit the money field goal when it counts, because honestly, kicking has been a problem in the NFL this year. Go see Mason Crosby. Go see the Cleveland Browns kicker, the old one that they had, Minnesota's kicker. They had to find a new one. So kicking's been a huge issue. Even Dan Bailey, the Vikings' new kicker, missed a couple today. So with that being said, like I mentioned, Cowboys going on a downturn unless they find a receiver, and the Texans are on the upswing, though they should be a lot better. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this game, your takeaways from the Cowboys and the Texans. Leave a comment down below if you guys agree with me or disagree with me. Make sure to hit me up on social media. With that being said, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.